Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, March 18th. Hey, we're going to connect with Josh, Tom, Lee, and Gentry to talk about fishing in your area. We will be right back with what the guys have to say. Well, good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, March 18th. Hey, we are joined by Lee Pitts, the crappie king of Weiss Lake. But we're going to talk Neely Henry first. Man, the Poor Folks Fishing Club was there this weekend, and Colby Smith and Josh Oliver won with 20.17 pounds, including a 7.68 big fish. What do you have to say about that kind of stuff there, Lee?
Hey, my hat's off to them, man. I mean that's a great bag of fish. No matter what time of year it is, especially with a big fish, man. I mean, Neely, that ought to show right now. Neely's strong. It's the bass bite is getting real good. The crappie bite's good too. So Neely's kind of showing out a little bit right now.
Well, and just to kind of add to it, the whole club, and I don't remember exactly how many boats they had in there, but it's a 40 boat club, and I'm sure not everybody fished, but they posted 343 pounds of fish between the whole club that day across the entire scales. It's only the first time since 2019 that they've broken 300 pounds for a tournament. That's pretty darn good.
Yeah, I mean that, like I said, that speaks for itself right there. When you got, the group that they've got and catching that kind of weight, that just shows you that it wasn't just one or two boats catching a lot of fish. It was everybody there. That means the bite's strong. Neely has really been good, like you said. The spinnerbait bite, still a crankbait bite, has been real good on it, and just all around. I mean, things are coming alive down there, and I've spent some time the last few weeks down there crappie fishing too. Man, it's hot. Neely's hot right now. If you're planning a trip, you might need to look at it because Neely has been the place to be.
Yeah, bladed jigs producing there too, some of them jackhammers with a spunk shed trailer. Well, let's talk Weiss real quick. What's going on up there?
Man, we've had another taste of winter. It's been real cold this week. Things have been a little slow. Our water temperature went from us having some 65, 66 in the back of these bays. Now you're looking at 53, 54. So I think it's just been a little bit of a shock to them. Still in our main big creeks, we're seeing a lot of fish there. Getting them to bite's a different story. The fish are still here. We're looking at a bunch of them on my hummingbirds. I can go through there and it lights up. You'll go through a school of fish and it looks like a big old giant apple tree, man. They're piled up everywhere, but you just can't get them to open that mouth. I think once things stabilize a little bit and we get this little bitty bite of cold weather out of here, the fish are going to come back. Catching a lot of smaller fish right now. It's just getting those big, healthy, big fish to eat. They're being stubborn on us right now, but it'll turn around.
Well, Lee, as always, man, we appreciate everything. Go smack on some up there, and we'll look forward to talking to you next week.
All right, guys. Talk to you next week.
Well, good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, March 18th. Hey, we are joined by our good friend Gentry Gordy, our pro staffer from down there in the southern end of the state. He's going to talk a little bit of Jordan Lake and Lake Martin fishing. Gentry, what's happening on your end of the state?
Deno, Martin, we'll start at Martin. I'm going to go up there this weekend and fish. I know with this colder snap, I think what'll happen is it's probably going to hold. It may push back some of those fish that got shallow when it was warm last week. And I also think the ones that were coming up are probably going to hold in the same places that your shallower fish have backed off to. So I would be looking at the mouths of some of your spawning pockets, your first one or two big docks going into some of these creeks. I would think they would stack up pretty good right there, kind of like what Lee said. Will they bite? Will the cold kind of shut them down? I don't know yet, but I think if you can find the general area in close to them spawning flats, you could probably get right on a good bag.
So to me, I think you kind of, with the water clarity down there, which tends to be a little bit clearer than most lakes around, a jerkbait might be a pretty good thing. Maybe even a little bit of a drop shot when those fish are in that off mood. Is that what you're going to look for?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially in the morning time. To me, a jerkbait's always been better first thing in the morning, late in the afternoon. So yeah, that's kind of where I'll position, the mouths of some of these pockets that have those big spawning flats. Martin's notorious for deep water, so you got to be careful. You don't want to find those sloughs that are deep all the way to the back. Now, granted, fish will spawn in there, but I think your creeks that have the shallow water in the back will probably be more productive.
All right, let's turn to Jordan Lake in our last minute here. What's going on at Jordan?
Jordan is still Jordan. They're biting good up there. To me, those Coosa River spots are not as affected by that cold snap as much. The moon don't phase them as much. The bluebird skies don't phase them as much. But there again, I think that the ones that are up shallow will probably stay close to it. And the ones, I think they'll hold off pushing up. But, your jerk baits, your jigs around your deeper docks, your bluff walls, your chatterbaits, your red square bills, all that's still in play at Jordan.
Well, Gentry, as always, man, we appreciate it. Thanks for all the information. You're a quality fisherman, even a better guy most of the time. Anyway, we'll talk to you soon, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
Well, good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, March 18th. We're joined by Josh Herron, who was the big star of the Alabama Fishing Show and Expo with his Tato Designs booth. Josh, you had a good show, man. You brought those crankbaits your brother makes, you brought your glide baits, and you bought those camera poles. Seemed like a pretty busy booth.
Yeah, man, we were huffing it, dude. It definitely outperformed what I expected for the first year. Really looking forward to next year.
Well, you make a great bait, man. All of you guys make great products. Well, let's talk fishing. Logan Martin and Lay Lake. What's going on down your end of the state?
They're biting. It's definitely not setting the world on fire, but weights are definitely coming up. It's not hard to tell what sex nature is. It's a female. There's way too many personalities going on in a short period of time lately, and she is confused.
And she might be a little bit angry at times.
She's pissed. So, but man, every time these fish get up there, and I keep saying they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it, and I'm pretty sure some fish already have.
Some
I
of
know
them
for
have.
a fact. I know for a fact some fish already have anyway. But I was really thinking this next full moon was going to be like one of our big waves. But based on our weather that we've got right now, it's looking more like we're looking at the next new. So,
So
so
you're
we're,
thinking the
we're
next
probably
new
going to
moon
have.
potentially?
Yeah, I think that's going to be our next big spawn. And the way it's looking right now, we're going to have a shad spawn, bluegill are going to be spawning, bass are going to be spawning, and we'll probably have a mayfly hatch, all in the same moon phase.
So what you're telling me is you want to have a bunch of topwater baits tied on. You might want to have some soft plastic jerk baits, some jigs, some creature baits, maybe even a crankbait or two around, maybe even a frog.
Just go to the loft and just start at one end and just get one of everything.
There you go.
Yeah, no, man, it's coming around. They bit really good at lay. What's crazy though is I thought it would be more dominated by largemouth. Spotted bass are still kind of holding strong, and it's the same deal at Logan. We're getting a couple bigger bags of largemouth, but it's still majority of spotted bass. So I'm not real sure where they're at the moment, but I'm hoping they show up in the near future. If we got any left.
Yeah, well, it seems like they are showing up every time I see a report from somebody. There's a 19, 20-pound bag being posted and that they're winning pretty well with that kind of weights. Josh, man, as always, we appreciate everything. Again, congratulations on a great Alabama Fishing Show and Expo, and we will talk to you again next week.
Thanks, man.
Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, March the 18th. Hey, first of all, thanks to everybody that came to the Alabama Fishing Show and Expo. And our first guest, Tom Ott, he came and shared some time with us in the booth as well. Well, let's talk fishing at Guntersville real quick. Tom, what's happening up there at the Big Lake?
Well, first of all, Dano, it was good to see you and the whole Bucks Island crew down there. It's always a pleasure, and what a show, man! It was a packed house. It was crazy.
It was.
But anyway, on to fishing. I tell you, Mother Nature, as usual, just keeps on hammering down on us. But the good thing is, these fish have responded to the length of days. The sunshine we've had. The watercolor's been a little off and on somewhat, but these fish have definitely responded to the time of the year. They've moved up and down. They've been shallow. They've been deep. We've had water up and down, but the fishing's really, it can be really good and it can be really tough. I know that's kind of an oxymoronish thing to say, but I mean, the fish is, the fishing is really good. You can go catch a lot of fish. It seems like the afternoon bite obviously is a little bit better, but I know guys that are catching fish all day long. There's a lot of fish in that 2 to 4 foot water. And it seems like, at least lately for me, if I can't seem to catch them where I think they should be, I've been going to the bank and, picking up a wacky rig or, just a small creature bait and been able to start catching fish. So, it's that time of year where they're definitely in and out, and you're going to have to do some moving to find them. But it does seem, your larger flats with hard bottom, your grass clumps, those kind of things are really playing hard.
What about the crappie bite? I know that's kind of booming along a little bit right now too. I've been seeing some fish caught all over the place.
Oh man, there's a ton of big fat crappie being caught right now. And again, that's something that I think you can catch anywhere around stumps, in that 4 or 5 foot of water, stumps. The causeways are loaded up with them, and anywhere you're going to find a lot of bait. And that's really where when you drive down the causeways and you see 4 or 5 trucks stop there, you can probably bet that there's going to be some crappie biting right along that area. So that's always a good sign anyway.
Well, Tom, as always, man, we appreciate everything. Thanks for coming and spend some time with us. Please pass on our thanks to St. Jennifer as well. Love seeing you. Love having you around. Appreciate everything, and have a great rest of your weekend.
Same to you guys. Dano, I appreciate it. Michael, all you guys down there, Bucks, thanks again for taking such good care of me. Tight lines, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
Well, that'll do it for our Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, March 18th. Thanks to the guys and everything that they do every week to help us put a few more fish in the boat. It's always helpful to have a little bit of information to get started with, and that's what they do each week. Hey, we are open full season schedules Monday through Saturday, 8 to 5 parts, tackle, service, and of course sales if you need a new boat. We're here to help you. And thank you for coming to the Alabama Fishing Show and Expo and visiting us in our booth. It was a great show. Great to see all of you. And just another reminder that you are the best part of Bucks Island and you are very appreciated. We'll talk to you again next week.